Hey everybody, Bill in Virginia. Welcome back. So I'm taking a break from Jerry's build, and I did reach out to him after this past weekend when we got the layout set up at his place, and he's having fun. He is putting buildings on that he's constructed. He's doing mock-ups. He's doing some construction for some scene dividers just to get a real good overall perspective on his layout. Jerry's having fun. So what I'm doing is I'm back at my little workmate, and you can see I'm building trees. So this is not the project for the O-Scale club. It's in the basement of Caboose Stop Hobbies in Cedar Falls, Iowa. This is actually for a NMRA James River Division meet that we're having on May 11th. I'm going to do a clinic on building trees. So what I'm doing is I'm building demo trees right now to show the steps of construction of these. So going from the stick to, see if I can get it so it doesn't fall off. Stick, glue up, take off the wrapper ties, put wrapper ties back on, put 3 strands of wire. You could put 4, you could put 2, whatever you want. The twist of that wire, just to kind of bring it up to the point so it extends the tree. And then I've got this one where I've got the looped wire, which I've got about an 18-inch section of wire looped here. You can see long between the string and then the loop. So bottom branches transitioning up to branches that are more at the top with small branches coming off. Then this one, I've got one attached. Next one is I will be taking those down there, doing the twist, putting the stuff on, and then cutting the loops. And then next we'll show it farther along with the ground foam on it from Woodland Scenics. And then another one that shows, completed tree. This will just be a demo of that, and then over this way I'm going to put in trees that I make using the furnace filter method, like what you can see here. These are furnace filter trees. So I will make a couple of those, and then when I do the clinic, I'll have more of these near a sort of a finished state so that participants can do some of the final work on that. Likewise, they could also put together furnace filter trees over here and then take home. So I've got a little bit of work to do, still got a couple of weeks before that, so should have plenty of time to get things set. But I'll come back and show more once I get probably the small trees done, and then I'll make up another batch of trees that get me into those different sets of completion here, and then start making some trees here. So more to come. A little later Wednesday evening, and I'm going to call it a day here. But you can see I've got a variety of trees built up on this side. I've got one cut. The next one that's going to be over here is going to be one that has the ground cover added. And then the next one will be the flocked tree, the finished tree. And then the rest of these I will take. They can be, and I will cut the loops and get them all ready. Have it pretty much done except for the flocking, so that whoever wants to can finish with the static grass and ground foam and have some trees to take home. And I'll make up another batch that will get to that point so that whoever wants to do a little bit can do it. I've got a bag of materials down here from Hobby Lobby, including a couple of things of Mod Podge, and some more grapevine wire that they had, as well as some more florist wire. So plenty of supplies to build lots of trees. Just means I'm gonna have to build another layout at some point for myself. And I will be using using materials here so that I can give Jerry and folks that are going to help him build trees a clinic like what I'm doing now to show the construction of trees for N scale, which these are all essentially N scale trees. They could also be used for HO, some of the bigger ones HO, smaller ones N scale, or And you can use them for all the different scales. Just depends upon where you want the trees and your imagination and how tall they are in your respective scale that you model. So I'm going to wrap it up. I'll put in another clip when I get a little bit farther along on some of these. So Thursday night, and after work, I'm out in the garage, and I'm trying something just a little different. So I've just clipped off the loops, spread the branches, and I spray painted it with just the first can I could grab, and it was brown. And the reason being, on that florist wire, when I put Mod Podge on it before, it's glossy, it's shiny, it's smooth, and the Mod Podge would tend to run, and I have to fight having some blobs and some other stuff. So I had tried hairspray before, but well, hairspray is water soluble, so when I put Mod Podge on, it would just leave. I hit on the idea that I'll just spray paint with any old paint that I've got, build up a coating on that florist wire, and I'll see how the Mod Podge takes to it here after this dries. This will be one that I think I am almost, well, no, it'll be another one, but I'll just have this on display. The next tree that I take will be the next one in the series, and that one I will actually finish. But we'll see if this helps the Mod Podge go on more evenly and not blob up quite as much as I would get on the florist wire. So we'll see here in a little bit. All right, I'm about to test to see if the painted armature here works well with Mod Podge. It's kind of on the glossy side, but that's okay. You could paint this any color. Bright red, orange, blue, black. Doesn't make any difference because with the Mod Podge and sprinkle on the ground foam, that's the color it's going to end up. So I will put Mod Podge on this and we'll see how the tree looks. I think this is going to work better than just with the exposed green wires around it. We're going to find out here in just a second. So that paint method, I think actually worked better than just bare. I will let these dry, and then I've got my next prototype just sitting right there. What I'll do next, and I won't do it to this one, I'll do it to the next one, is you can see where the wire is. So what I'll come back in and do on all of these is I will take, after this sets overnight, actually it dries pretty quick, probably a couple of hours, but it's late. I'll come back in and I will use my brush and Mod Podge and just selectively dab areas where I want to build it up. So I want to build the trunk up, hide those loops of wire where it spins around the tree. Some of them actually look kind of good, but I will get rid of as much as I can. Different areas you can kind of see like right there. I can build those up and selectively add more ground cover and make those all but disappear. So I'm getting close. I think in the next batch of trees that I ever build, instead of using something that comes out to be gloss, I'm going to use a flat, like an engine flat black. I will see, but I suspect the flat paint, the Mod Podge, will actually stick even better and allow a few less blebs. I had a few of them on this, but not as much as before. So the paint is working. I will just see if a flat paint that I happen to have here will even do better. So let these sit overnight. So I am going to call it for a Thursday, and we'll see what mischief I can get into tomorrow. So it's Friday night, and I've been out here for a while after work, and I've put additional applications of Mod Podge on these, not covering the entire tree, but in areas where I could see the rings from the florist wire before. And you can see these don't look too bad. You don't really see the rings. They're ready for the next step. So I've got these three down here. I've got this one up here that I did. So that's again the next display in the sequence of steps. I will take this one and do the foliage. And that will be almost done. So I'll do this one with the foliage, and then I will do probably this one with more foliage, and then do a touch-up with spray paint that I do on some of these, where I just kind of give the bottoms a shot just to kind of make it look a little bit more realistic. And then that one I'll just keep for the clinic, and I'll be making a whole bunch more of these. But that's kind of where I'm at on this. So I'll show you once I get this one done and this one done. So that should be coming up next. I'm going to get the Mod Podge out into the bowl and start putting some flocking on these. So I've got the first set of flocking on both trees. So the one on the left, I will just leave it like that. That just shows the basics of getting the flocking on for the branches. Second one, once it dries, I'll go back in and I will put Mod Podge on the tips of a lot of that static grass, and then put some finer, like 2mm static grass, along with a mix blend of Woodland Scenic's ground cover, kind of greens, to flesh that out a little bit. So I'll just let these sit and dry for a while. I'll probably be able to do the one on the right yet before I call it a night. I'm just kind of sitting out here in the garage relaxing. But let's see how everything goes from there on the left to there on the right. All right, I've got the tree on the right finished up. So you can see a little bit thicker, a little bit darker color. So I came back in with Mod Podge and just put on the ends of the needles, and then sprinkled it with the 2mm static grass and sort of a green blend for ground cover from Woodland Scenics. And you can mix it up. You can use just about any color you want. And then try to tip this so I don't dump it, but you can kind of see on the bottom it's a little darker, so I gave it a shot of brown paint. The trunk is a little darker. The ground cover absorbs the paint so it doesn't look like that brown right there in the center of the frame, but it does darken it up. So that's how to make a nice small pine tree. So all of these would be good for either N scale or HO scale. You know, again, starting with a stick, working my way across, showing the different steps, finished product. So I'm gonna probably wrap this video up. I am going to start doing a few more furnace filter trees, and then making some more blanks for the NMRA clinic here in a couple of weeks. So next video, you'll see me doing a little bit more with trees here. I'll also probably check in with Jerry, see how he's doing on his layout, and get into more mischief. But with that, keep having fun on your layouts. Until next time.